within all of those switching around, half the points disappeared from my account. So I would say, if you first of all, don't be dumb like me. Long story short, those points disappeared and they weren't very helpful on getting them back. I don't think I'm going to be able to get those back.
Did not keep the same card number and then you upgrade back. Did it change the card number somehow?
I think that was the problem, is because when you go to a MasterCard, you can't have the same card number. And so that's what really screwed it up.
350,000 points
just disappeared out of my account too.
Oh my
so they're just gone.
Recently, you made a video talking about like, oh, Chase stole your points, or are they stealing your points? So, allegedly, right? And there was some situation with a downgrading of something, but I thought it was something that maybe could help others in case they were in the same situation. So could you just outline how you got locked out of like points with Chase somehow?
Yeah. So my wife and I have our own Chase cards. She had the one of the first 3 cards I got was the Flex, the Unlimited, and the Preferred, solely because of Daniel Braun and John Finance Tips. What's John's last name?
Leon. Yeah.
Leon. So they're like, you need the Chase trifecta. So I'm just green, going, okay, I'm getting the Chase trifecta, sure. So I got that, and then once I understood the sector a little bit better, I realized, honestly, it's better for you to have the reserve than the preferred. I benefit more from, just with our travel habits, to have the reserve than to have the preferred. So I was like, crap. Well, I shouldn't have done the preferred. But my wife did that one. And so we got the reserve like just in time to book a cruise for 3X on the cruise and everything. So, and then we had those for a year, but she has the reserve, which we do all of our travel booking on. And I have to go into her account and deal with customer service if I have to like change a flight or whatever, with her standing next to me, and it just bothered me. And I do all the booking of everything. So I wanted to switch those. So I wanted her to downgrade to a Flex after the year was up, and then me transition from the preferred to a reserve. And in all of that, so I upgraded to reserve. So we had 2 reserves for about 2 months until hers hit. And then I wanted to downgrade hers to a Flex, and I'm on the phone with the lady because my wife doesn't want to deal with this. So I'm doing this for her account. Well, she does it on my account. So she takes my reserve and she moves it down to a Flex. Oh. I had already moved all of our points, because we were always putting the points for the 1.5 on the travel portal on her card. So I had just moved everything over, all the points over to my account on my reserve, and they downgraded it to a Flex. And I'm like, oh no, you did that's not what I wanted. And so she fixed that a couple days later and got it back to the reserve, which was honestly not we weren't sure that was going to be able to happen. And within all of those switching around, half the points disappeared from my account.
Really?
It was like, yeah. So I would say, if you first of all, don't be dumb like me and try to manage 2 accounts on the phone, thinking you're in anyway. Be very clear on the phone on which card you're, because I think I read my card on accident, even though I was constantly saying my wife's account. When I picked up the card, all the cards have my name on them, whether it's her account or my account. So I don't really know which one is anyway. So long story short, those points disappeared and they weren't very helpful on getting them back. I don't think I'm going to be able to get those back. I know I probably could go to the bank and sit down. And it was, over $500 worth of points too. That's what really sucks. But I could probably go to the bank. I just don't have that kind of time. I can't go to the bank hoping that 2 hours of sitting down at a bank, and they're probably going to require an appointment and everything else like banks do. But so I don't know. Chalk it up as a lesson. Probably.
So was it just so you said $500 a point? So like 50,000 that were locked out then?
No, it was
I guess a little less depending on your valuing.
No. It was let's see, I had 193 in my account, and before that happened, I had 500 over 500,000.
Oh, so
So
that's like 300.
193,000, and
Yeah.
before that happened, I had over 500,000.
So like 350,000 points that
Right,
that you don't have anymore.
right.
That's like $3,500
Yeah,
in
yeah. I'm sorry, I dropped the three. Sorry. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Now that's a different story. Wow. 350,000 points that you but it doesn't even make sense though because, at least
So
with
what
Chase,
happened
those
was
points
I could see it.
yeah.
I could see it in my account. So I had all
Huh.
the cards that they sort of deactivated. Those were still listed in my account. Now in Chase, you can hide show accounts, like go your profile and hide old accounts, so they don't show up on the list. If I hid those accounts, my points went down to 193,000.
Ah.
But if I showed those accounts, then I could see all 500,000 points in my account. So,
Yeah.
but I couldn't go into those credit cards to see those points like you can on the active ones. You can click into it, it'll show you here's the points you have,
Yeah.
and even when you want to use the points, it'll say which card you want to use, and this one has this points, this. So but you couldn't do anything. The menus don't work on the inactive accounts, and so they were just in there and not available.
Oh.
And then just the other day, um those inactive accounts just disappeared out of my account too,
Oh
so
my
they're just
god.
gone. Yeah.
That is terrible.
I know.
I mean, I don't wanna make a situation worse, but I'm just like, if I'm in that situation, like, oh man, that's a lot of points. And it's
Yeah.
tough to come by. It's so crazy to me because you can, transfer those points between those cards. It's not like, an Amex card or you cancel one
Right.
and okay, the points are kaput. It's like, okay, these are supposed to be malleable. You can move them around from card to card. So like, so I guess when you downgraded it, did it not keep the same card number and then you upgrade back? Did it change the card number somehow to where it's
That, I
like,
think that was the problem, is because when you go to a MasterCard, you can't have the same card number. And so that's what really screwed it up.
oh wow. So the flex then, right? So flex to the master. Oh
Yeah.
man.
So because it was a flex for like 2 days before they fixed the problem, it got stuck in there somehow. And then all the points that were in there were just gone.
Oh man, we're gonna have to blow this up. I'm gonna send this to corporate. I'm gonna send this to corporate to get this
I'll give you a
canceled.
finder's fee.
Yeah, right. But that's crazy. I can't believe that. That's messed up. I hate to hear that. Jeez. And especially yourself. So it kind of translates to what I wanted to ask you after is, you've talked about, I've seen in some of your videos, like the platinum card. It's like a great travel card that most people shouldn't have, I think was the title. But in that, you mentioned how some people like talk, maybe some good things about how the platinum gives you, 5x directly with the airline, something like that. And you were like, it's valuable to some, but maybe not to me because I tend to use a lot of my points via portals, and you never really had any issues. And I feel like people are starting to come closer a little bit with the simplistic portal mentality. I know a lot of people still transfer out and all that, but I'm
I don't
starting to
see a
see
problem
more.
with the portals.
And that's what I wanted to ask you is like, what have you found using your, because I know you have the Venture X and the reserve. You talk highly of the 1.5 cents per point through the portal. Packrat actually mentions at the 1.5 cents per point, $5,000 worth of, travel via those 350K points that are sheltered for now. Hopefully you get it back. But how do you feel as far as like portals versus booking direct and just, I don't know, overall thoughts on traveling that way?
Yeah, so like the Chase portal is honestly the bomb. I don't really have like, it's super easy to use, and I can use partial points at 1.5. I mean, that's a decent redemption. I mean, yes, you could, if you try hard, you get up to 3 cents per point or whatever, which I've definitely done. We have a trip to Santa Barbara this spring where I got close to, I forget what it was, but I think it was almost 3 cents per point. But for people that are extremely timid about doing jumping through all the hoops and putting points in a transfer partner, um, you know, that what if they canceled the flight? Because that happened to me. I threw a ton of points in British Airways, booked a flight back from Aruba. They canceled the flight. Now those points are just sitting there. You know what I mean? Like, I can use them at some point, I guess. And that's a whole nother story. British stole some of my points too. Anyway,
Oh no, everybody's
I know.
stealing.
I know. I was brand new, so I don't know if it was my fault or not, but it didn't. I don't think it was my fault. But anyway, but yeah, it's just super easy to do. You're getting more than 1 cent per point, and and you can use partial points. That's the biggest thing, is the partial points. So we just booked a cruise for this summer to Switzerland. People are going, wait a minute, there's no ocean in Switzerland. It's a river cruise. So we're going Switzerland to Amsterdam this summer, and spending a few days in Switzerland beforehand. But
nice.
I didn't have enough points to do that, with total points. So we just booked it through the Chase portal with my remaining 193,000. It would have been great if I had the 500,000 points still for that, but you just use that, and it brought the $11,000 flight down to 8,000. We're doing first class because the lie flats and all that, but so it's just easy. I mean, why not? I don't like, when I first got into the credit card thing, everyone was hating on the reserve, like, big time. It's there. It's dead. It's over. It's old news. Because I guess something got nerfed that it was really cool before, that I wasn't privy. I wasn't around for, and why they didn't think it was the king of travel cards anymore. But I still think it's the best one. That was my first video that you watched, was on that card. And I still think it's the best travel card on the market. I will say that I've come around a little bit on the platinum, because it is super easy just to go to American Airlines and book at 5X, no frills, and you're getting 5X points on that. But we did that in a pinch. Where did we go? It was the British Airlines canceled my flight back from Aruba, and we were 2 weeks out, and I had to book a flight real quick. And I was like, I'm not going to go deal with the portal. I just wanted to book the flight, because we were like panicking that we wouldn't get a flight back. So I just grabbed the platinum and booked that flight. And so there is a use case, I would say, for the platinum for sure. Definitely. And if you work the benefits right, it's it doesn't cost you to have it, but.
For sure. And I guess one of the main worries that everybody always has when they talk about the portals is like, what if things cancel? Like, how does that look like? How is it dealing with like technically third party and all those things? So have you ever had any issues like that?
No, I've never. It's super easy to work with, like, especially Chase. We had something last year that we had to do, and we had to get on with them, but it was no problems. I mean, it just felt like it normally does when you book with the airline. You just have to get on, and they reschedule your flight or whatever. And, yeah.
Gotcha.